meteorologists covering the Treasure and Gold Coasts 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now here's WPTV's First Alert meteorologist.
Hey everyone, we're talking about a cool start to this morning, and we're looking at temperatures slightly on the cool side with highs in the middle 70s under mostly sunny skies. Tonight, temperatures dropping back into the upper 50s to lower 60s, featuring a few clouds in sight. I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Frances Payton for WSTU 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
You are listening to WSTU, Stewart, Jensen Beach, Hope Sound, Martin County's Heritage Station.
It's time now for the Casey Ingram Show on WSTU. The opinions expressed are those of the program host and guest and not necessarily those of WSTU. WSTU does not endorse products that may be mentioned. Any reproduction or retransmission of this broadcast is strictly prohibited without written consent of WSTU. It's time to call in with your questions and comments at 220-9788, 220-WSTU. And now, here's Casey Ingram.
Welcome back to another beautiful Wednesday here, and a couple great shows on tap for you this Wednesday. Both of them are candidates that are running for office. The first one we know very, very well. It is our wonderful tax collector, Ruth Pietruszewski, who has been a tax collector since 2009, serving the people of Martin County for over a decade with an impressive educational background, including an associate's degree in computer programming and analysis and bachelor's degree in public administration with a perfect 4.0 GPA. She brings a wealth of knowledge and expertise to her role, dedicating to continuing her professional development. Ski also holds certifications for the Florida Department of Revenue and Valencia College as a certified executive leader. But Ski's dedication doesn't stop there. As the widow of Major John Ski Pietruszewski, who served at the Martin County Sheriff's Office, she has continued her legacy by raising their children and being blessed with 2 grandchildren. As a 40-year resident of Martin County, Ski has deep roots in the community and is actively involved as a member of various organizations, such as the Florida Tax Collectors Association, United Way Board of Directors, FFF Board of Directors, serving as chair, Chapman School of Seamanship Board of Directors, National Association of County Collectors, Treasurers, and Finance Officers, Martin County Taxpayers Association, 100 Club of Martin County, and Florida Government Finance Officers Association, and I could go on with that. With over 28 years of combined public and private sector experience under her belt, Ski has consistently demonstrated her commitment to excellence. Her 15 years working for the school board of Martin County honed her skills, complex administrative tasks, while also serving as clerk to the school board and superintendent's office and managing fiscal operations. In her 13 years as tax collector for Martin County, she has received numerous accolades, such as the Legacy Award for Continuous Improvement and Innovation and the Martin County Taxpayers Friend Award. Despite her busy schedule, Ski makes time to give back to the community through various charitable organizations, such as House of Hope, Honor Flight, Moms for Mental Health, Children's Emergency Resources, Breast Cancer Awareness, and she's also an auxiliary woman for the Salvation Army. As a member of the Elk Club, Ski exemplifies what it means to be an active and engaged citizen in both her personal and professional life. Martin County is fortunate to have such a dedicated and passionate individual serving as our tax collector. So I want to welcome Ruth Pietruszewski and also Monica Velie, Chief of Motor Services here. They're both from the tax collector's office, and we're actually going to be covering a lot of just information that's great for the public to know, deadlines that are coming up for, yes, folks, taxes, and a bunch of other things. So welcome here this morning.
Well, thank you, Casey, for giving me the opportunity to be on your show. And first and foremost, I want to thank the taxpayers of Martin County for giving me the honor and the privilege of serving you. And the first thing that I want to make clear is that the tax collector does not decide how much to collect. Your millage rate is set by your local taxing authorities. Your assessed value is set by your property appraiser. Now, we have a lot of other government agencies that we've partnered with to bring more revenue in for you. And all the fees in the office are either set by Florida statute, Board of County Commissioner ordinances, the Department of Transportation, Homeland Security, Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services, the Department of Revenue, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation, the Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles, and tolling authorities, because I partner with all of these agencies to do our best to help keep your taxes down. Now, it's tax season, and April 1st is right around the corner. This year, because the deadline to pay falls on Easter Sunday, the deadline has already been extended to April 2nd. If not paid by April 2nd, not on April 2nd, before April 2nd, all unpaid accounts are required by Florida statute to be assessed a 3% penalty plus fees. Current Florida law requires that 2023 taxes on these properties be recovered through the sale of tax certificates, and that sale is on or before June 1st. Tax collectors are required by Florida law to advertise all parcels of real property which have delinquent taxes. The advertisement must appear in the newspaper once each week for 3 consecutive weeks prior to the date announced for the tax certificate sale. So that will be like 3 weeks in May. Now you have up until the day of the sale to redeem the property. If a tax certificate is sold, it goes to the lowest bidder, but the interest rate could be as high as 18% or as low as 0. You have 2 years to pay the tax certificate holder back. If you don't, it may go to tax deed, and that's when you lose your property for the taxes. Now, we love to offer choices. There's many different ways to pay. E-checks are always free online. We have Apple Pay, Google Pay, Android Pay, Samsung Pay, PIN debit, credit card, wallet, cash, check, PayPal. But the best way to pay your taxes is the lump sum in November when you get the 4% discount. And some people just can't do that. So we have an installment payment plan, and all you do is fill out this form, and each quarter there is a discount. It comes out about the same as the lump sum with the 4%, but you are paying your property taxes in advance. That is the downside. We have partial payments, and you can pay any amount you want whenever you want, as long as you have it paid in full before April 1st. But the downside is you lose all the discounts. Now, I had the idea 2 years ago when I was buying something online. I wondered if I saw PayPal, and I thought, I wonder if I could be one of their clients. So we did get PayPal in our office, and I got it up right before tax season, and I had no idea it would make such an impact. But every year since I've been the tax collector, we've never had less than 4,000 people go delinquent. After PayPal was put in, there were only 1,800. So it really made a big difference.
If I can stop for a second, that's actually an incredible figure because we have so many more people moving to the county, and yet the number went down.
It went down. And we also added, at that time, a confidential link for judges and law enforcement people so that they can do all of their taxes and all of their things online. To help prevent home title theft, we use our Bill Express. That's our e-bill. You can get your tax bill by email now. And when you sign up for that, you pull your bill up, and to the right there's a little place where you can sign up for it. When you sign up for that, when we bring the data in from the property appraiser to make the tax bills, if there's any change in your ownership anywhere, you get an alert email telling you to check your ownership so that you can make sure you don't have anybody, have the theft. Yes. And I provide extra services from all these other government agencies because I care about the people I serve. I really do. And I do everything to keep our taxes down. And this keeps the burden of the taxes off our rooftops.
It's excellent. For those out there on the radio, she's got some visuals that are great to see.
This idea has really worked well because this year we were able to give back $5,882,841, even with all the costs of everything rising.
So when you say give back to the taxpayers,
I give it to the taxing authorities.
Okay, gives back to taxing authorities. And
yes,
then
it goes according to their percentage on the tax roll.
Okay.
And they each get a portion. The county usually gets the biggest part.
What a huge savings.
Because that was on
$6
$6 million. Yes, and Don Donaldson told me they were able to budget for more things to help them out. So any way I can help Martin County, I love Martin County. And then I wrote 2 grants, and I secured $41,437 in value. And as Casey mentioned, we have won the Financial Excellence Award for over 13 years. We've won the Continuous Improvement and Innovation Award for 13 years. And we've won the Merit Award, which is for perfect audits. And this year, for the first time, we had an FRS audit, which went back 30 years, and we had no findings. But the award that the Martin County Taxpayers Association just touched my heart. They named me Friend to the Taxpayers, and I just love that. And all told, in the time since I've been in office, I've given back to the taxing authorities and the taxpayers $56 million. Can you imagine what your taxes would be if we hadn't worked as a team and made that much money?
That's incredible. It's
Yes,
$56
that's
million
after
you've given
all,
back.
Yes, after all the bills are
It's
paid.
what you saved us.
And the services, yep, what we earned you.
Right,
Because
what
if
you
I
earned us.
didn't add all these services,
You wouldn't have that money to get back.
yeah, as a tax collector, you only have three things: the Department of Revenue, the Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicle, and the Fish and Game.
Okay.
You only have three. That's all you have to do.
Those are your buckets.
Yes.
3 buckets, so to speak.
Yes. So anyway, we have SunPass Pro for you, and they're flying off the shelf. They are cheaper than the normal ones. They're $14.95. They will take you from Florida to Maine and west to Minnesota on one.
Is that a sticker on your window or?
No, it's a.
It's
Go ahead, Monica.
It's a plastic. It can be moved from car to car.
Oh, so it doesn't match the plate like right now. We always have to.
You do
register
have
our
to
plate.
call
You
and
cl-
put
you
the
click
plate
in
on there.
and
Okay.
and you put the plate in there.
But you can move it between your vehicles
Yes,
and take it
yes,
with you. Okay.
yes. And so if you have some passes, you have to clear tolls. I partnered with CFX, the Central Florida Expressway, and we have been clearing tolls for about 2 years now. I have 10 more tolling authorities who verbally committed to sign on with me, so pretty soon we'll be able to clear all your tolls all over the state. And the taxpayer's favorite service is TSA PreCheck. And I saved this email because this is nationwide. This isn't statewide. TSA is Homeland Security. And they emailed us that you're performing better than any site we have known. And I was very proud of that one, too. Now, if you're one of our TSA customers, we have a really nifty new service called Birth Certify, where we can certify your birth record in a couple minutes. And what you do, we have a map of the United States, and you pick the state that you were born in, and on that state, there will be a date and there'll be a dollar amount. Now, the dollar amount is the amount that they're going to charge, and the date is how far back they can go to certify birth records. So we can get you your known traveler number, your KTN number for your TSA by just, you won't have to worry about finding a birth certificate.
Instead of having to bring it in, you can go
Yeah,
back
yeah,
and find it through the state
Yeah.
that you were born in.
Yeah.
This is absolutely
Yes.
fantastic, and I've used your TSA services. It's super simple. You go, set your appointment. You're called within a few minutes of walking into the office,
love
and
simple.
they walk you right through.
Yes,
It is
I
super
love
simple.
And for those that like the 2-minute services, we have another one for you. We put our first kiosk, and Monica and I are presently meeting to try to get 2 more. But we put our first kiosk in the Martin Downs Boulevard Palm City store. And Publix. And you can renew your tags in less than 2 minutes, and you can renew them anytime Publix is open. You can renew it Sunday night. You can you do it 10 o'clock at night whenever Publix is open, and they're only closed on Christmas Day, Thanksgiving Day, and Easter.
Folks, I actually used that. It was over the weekend. My plates were expired the week before, and I forgot about it. One of my friends said, "Oh my gosh, your plate's expired," and I thought, it's the weekend. I can't go into the tax collector's office and update my tags. Oh my goodness, was that
easy.
so simple? And I had everybody around me is like, "Oh, my mom's used that, or I've used that," and like everybody can figure it out. So that's wonderful.
The taxpayers that have children in college, they love it because the child's not home through the week, and they go in and they get theirs.
Get it done on the weekend. It's
or while
huge.
they're shopping, you're picking up your milk and renew your tax.
Before you move on, let me
Yeah.
one thing. Michael Circus for Martin County Commission District 5 wants to remind all residents that the greatest power you have as a resident is to be involved in your local politics. Vote on August 20th for your next county commissioner. Michael Circus, focused on the future, educated on the past. Paid for by Michael Circus, campaign for County Commission District 5. Now we are back with our wonderful tax collector, Ruth Ski.
And we also put your ambulance bills online to make it easier for you. Now you can renew with a free e-check your ambulance bill on the tax collector's website or the fire rescue's website. And I let fire rescue pick out the pictures on the website. So
That's a
that
fairly new service, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was my summer project.
Yes.
Last summer. We worked every day in the summer and got it up for the guys.
How are you coming up with these ideas of things that are services that are needed to be done? Is this the public coming in and said, "I wish I had something a little more convenient," or you're just like,
Well, I
"There's a
love
need
people.
here."
Monica.
Somebody says something about it, and she makes it happen. She
That's
really
fantastic.
does.
Yeah, it's always
Like,
something
I wish
to
I
make
could-
life easier for
Yeah.
you.
I wish I could get this done and not have to run 15 errands. And she's like, "Oh, we're gonna make it so you don't have to do
We
that."
need a Ruth app, a Ruth ski app. I'll make life easier for you.
Yeah.
Okay, because life is stress, and
It
if
is.
you can help anybody in any way you can,
It's the simple things
it's
like
the-
this that
it's
can
the
be
simple
stressful.
things. It is the simple things, and I don't spend money. I like to make money and save it. So I am generous though with
Right.
my charities, but we do everything to advertise these services. We use our postage meter, which types messages on every piece of mail going out of there, and we do a lot of mail. So that way I can get my kiosk out and all the different services.
Fantastic.
And the other thing I wanted to remind you of, the Real ID Act, the enforcement date is now May 7th, 2025. And if you don't have that gold star on your license, you have a year to do it, but a year goes by fast. You won't be able to board a commercial airline. You won't be able to visit your friend that's sick in the hospital. And if you don't know what you need, either make a call or you can stop by and get one of our driver's license checklists. And this will tell you everything you ever wanted to know about driver's licenses.
So make sure you have that gold star, because if you
Yes.
don't,
You're not ID compliant.
wow, okay.
Yeah. And we have another, because people don't like to wait, we have same day, next day tag. If you order your tag by 2 o'clock, you can get it that day, and you don't have to take a number or wait. You just go to the receptionist, and she will have it waiting there for you. And for those who don't like to even come into the office and you like to stay in your car, we have parking lot pickup, where you just scan with the big board out front, and you scan your phone, and the information goes to the clerk in the back, and she does it and brings it out to you.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Um,
Not get any more
it's like
convenient than that.
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
I know. It's
Just pull up, pick up your
Chick-fil-A, it's
food.
done.
Yes. And the one thing that has challenged our office in the last 3.5 years is the immigration. But I am so proud of the way we have handled it and the way our teams have it totally under control. They have intense training constantly. It's the years, the laws, every country. We have every country in the world coming here, and they all have different things. And the staff really trains hard. This I got handed to, 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago.
All of us that are involved in this have 26 to 28 courses to take. We have a 6-month period, which already started, I think it started March 1st, to get them finished. If you don't get an 80% on the test, you will not be able to issue. So they
And
have
each
a lot
one
of
has a
studying.
test.
Each
Yeah,
one
so
has
it's
a
not.
test.
Yeah, it's
Each
not
one.
one test. It's each one of those has a test.
So if folks saw that, on the radio you can't see it, but there was a whole list. I think you said 28 of them.
Yeah, right
28
there.
different
And
tests, and you
see
have to have
it's
80%.
mandatory. So, I mean, we print everything and look everything up because every one is individual.
And some of these tests, Social Security cards, vehicle identification documents, law enforcement supplement. I mean, Mexican documents, birth certificates. There's 28
there's-
different
Yeah, yep.
areas that you cover in depth.
Oh
Yes. And we have kept Martin County safe by ensuring that the immigrants with the correct paperwork are processed. But the undocumented ones do not get driver's license. We are kind to them. We treat everyone with respect. And we show them what they need, and we direct them to the proper resources so they can get the help they need.
This is super important right now, especially with elections coming up, that we need to make sure that everybody that's voting is a legal person to vote. So this goes
Is a
hand in hand
citizen.
with supervisor
Yes.
election. That is a citizen. That's correct.
Yes.
And you're on the front line of making sure
And
these
Vicki and
documents are
I,
in order.
Vicki's wonderful. Vicki and I work together. And we are,
You do.
And I'm very confident because our documentation audit comes in consistently, and we haven't missed any documents. And the fraud, I was told by the state that in Martin County they pay like $8,000 for one fraudulent document. My ladies the whole staff is really good on the fraud too. And with the cameras and all the digital things, it's hard to pick out, but we've been very good with that too. And it's just staying on top of the changes and the updates. And did you want to say anything? I want to introduce Monica. She is marvelous, and she is my Chief of Motor Services.
We just have an amazing group of people all together. Everybody that works at the office, they care, they're kind, they work their tails off. I mean, the people that sit on those counters, they are really everything that brings our office together.
Well, it certainly is. And Monica, I have to say, when you come in there, the gals and the men too, it's usually gals, super, super friendly. And if you run into problems, it's not intimidating. Like, they don't treat you like, how could you not bring that document in? They're very friendly.
Yes.
Come on back. Just bring that document back to us. We just
Let's
need
figure it
this.
out.
It's very helpful. And that's what the office is about. I've come in there recently with some challenging vehicles that hadn't been registered, not mine personally, but for a former employer. They hadn't been registered in a while, and you guys were so helpful to help me get those up to speed and make sure they're legal
And
again.
that's the one thing I believe. You don't want people to be scared. You want them to tell you the truth so you
Right.
can fix the problem.
Right.
And that's why when you come in, the receptionist asks you, how may I help you? And then when you tell them what it is, they check you have the documents. So if you don't have the documents, you don't sit and wait for them to call your number. He highlights what you need so you can go back and come and get waited on.
Very streamlined process. And again, Michael Circus for Martin County Commission District 5 wants to remind all residents that the greatest power you have as a resident is to be involved in your local politics. Vote on August 20th for your next county commissioner. Michael Circus, focused on the future, educated on the past. Paid for by Michael Circus, campaign for County Commission District 5. So, Monica, do you ever see any challenges with people that are coming into the office? It always seems so streamlined, so happy to me that...
There's always challenges. It's just we care about our county, so we try to make sure that we don't show that these are challenges, because challenge gives you the opportunity to find a solution. And so that's what we look forward to, finding the solutions to everybody's problems. You don't get into customer service because you don't want to help people. You definitely get into it because you want to help everybody. I think the challenges mostly right now are probably the consistent change in laws. We have to keep up to date with this all the time. It's ongoing changes.
There are a lot of laws, and I'm sure the immigration issues is one of them that comes up a lot. Also, there was some transgender changes that have come about, and
Yes.
do you know where that stands?
Yes, at this point, we have to use a birth record to put their type gender on their driver's license.
But everything's very fluid, and that's what your office stays on top of, because as citizens, there's so many different things to try and keep it, on top of, and it's about impossible. But you're doing a fantastic job. The awards, if you go
Thank you.
to her website and look, the awards are absolutely fantastic, and it's not just recent; it's throughout your entire tenure as tax collector. So, congratulations on that. I think it's super important that people realize your experience that you've had over the last 13 years is still ongoing. You're always fluid. You're always improving.
What I have in the future, we will be doing security guard licenses next, and we will be doing replacement concealed weapons permits, standalone photos and fingerprints. And I want to thank the taxpayers again for having faith in me and giving me the honor to serve you. And I want to make a promise: as long as I'm your tax collector, I will do everything I can to keep your tax dollars wherever they belong, in your own pocket.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yes, so do I.
Absolutely. How many offices, tax collector offices, are there around
There's
the county?
4.
There's 4.
4.
So there's something convenient. I know you have one Homestown, Indiantown, Palm City, and Stewart.
Yes.
That would be the 4. Again, you have the vehicle tag machine in Palm City Publix on Martin Downs. And the other one is where?
We're negotiating that.
Okay. So there's going to be some others. That has been a tremendous success. So these are just a couple of things. Ruth, I really, really appreciate you coming in here today to cover all of the things that your office does.
I'm very thankful that you did invite me on your show.
Oh, it's my pleasure. And she actually came very, very prepared, and I'm impressed she was able to get through this in the 25 minutes we have here on the air, because there's a lot of things that you do that people don't realize.
Oh, yeah, they have no idea. If they want to have a tour, come on over, I'll show you. And they're like, wow.
It's a lot here.
Yeah.
It's a lot here. But for right now, today, April 1st, tax deadline. I want to remind
No,
everybody.
it's extended to April 2nd.
April 2nd.
You can pay. The last day to pay would be April 1st. But the fees, the penalty will go on April 2nd.
Ruth Pietruszewski, she is our Martin County tax collector, and we also had Monica Velie here, Chief of Motor Services. I appreciate you both being here today.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Casey.
Absolutely my pleasure. Susan Gibbs Thomas is in the studio next.